I have some interesting birthday traditions.
Don't bring it closer to me, stupid.
Is it a tradition if you've only done it twice?
How am I supposed to blow that out?
Oh, I believe in you, Charlotte.
I'll have to go like straight down
Run
on
in
it.
circles, run in circles.
See, I have this aversion to anything normal, so I don't do birthday cake usually, but my friends just can't miss out on an opportunity to sing to me and light candles, so, well, you'll see. So I just had my first meeting of the summer with Dr. Montoya, who I did an internship with last year. He's basically a leading expert in chronic fatigue syndrome, which is a not very well-known disease. Basically, you are, as the title suggests, chronically fatigued, and it's very difficult to sort of function in normal life. There's like one of the main things is unrefreshing sleep, obviously. Even if you do sleep a full night, you're not refreshed by it. Brain fog is very, very common, where it's hard to find words, hard to think clearly. Orthostatic intolerance, which basically is like where when you stand up or you sit upright, the blood does not stay in your head, it falls down your body. And basically, like if you ever stand up suddenly and you get lightheaded or dizzy, that's because the blood is leaving your head, it's flowing down your body. And normally in a healthy patient, your veins contract and your heart beats faster and your body works to keep the blood up in your brain. But if you have orthostatic intolerance, that doesn't work correctly. So anyway, and then the other big thing is post-exertional malaise, which basically means if you work hard or think hard or emote, do any kind of exertion, physical, mental, emotional, all your symptoms will worsen for a period of time. And it's a very complex disease. It's highly individual. And actually, unfortunately, there are a lot of doctors who do not even believe that it exists. And even if a doctor does believe that you're not just being lazy, that this is a real condition, they often won't treat you themselves. Maybe they'll refer you to a specialist, but there aren't that many specialists. So anyway, it's a very highly fascinating disease, and I did a lot of work creating patient resources and information last summer. And this summer, I'm, as I said, I'm working with Dr. Montoya again, and it's super exciting because I'm going to be sort of continuing with what I did last summer, building on it a little bit, trying to sort of make it more accessible. The bigger part of what I'm going to be doing this summer is I am actually co-authoring a paper with him on some research that he's recently done about different types of immune cells. And what they found is that there is a type of immune cells that are found in CFS patients that is not found in the control group. It's absolutely fascinating, and I could tell you all about it. But basically, I have to sort of learn all about immunology starting from the basics, and I have 3 weeks to do this, and then basically write this paper. I'm just ecstatic. I don't know if you can tell. This is super exciting, and I don't even know how I'm going to do it. It's a little bit intimidating, but I guess I have a lot to learn, and we'll go from there. Here's the other thing. Not only am I co-authoring a paper with him, but I'm also going to be seeing patients with him and with his wife, who is a dermatologist, which is super exciting. Like, not only am I getting the research sort of experience and learning what that's like, but I'm also getting the patient experience. And
guys, I just did a presentation about the immune system. It was approximately 40 minutes, and it was really good. And I am very proud of myself. And if anyone wants a 40-minute presentation about the immune system, hit me up. I know I've said that before, but I'm very proud of myself. Also, it is fascinating. And now I've got some new stuff to read. I don't think I'm giving a presentation on it, but I've got some new stuff to read regarding flow cytometry, which is actually fascinating. Basically, it's a way of sort of identifying the different markers that are in a cell, and the way that scientists track different molecules is by tagging them with these fluorescent tags, but they've got a new way of doing it that allows for a lot more specific identification of the different molecules that are in a cell, and identifying a lot more of these molecules, and it's called time of flight cytometry or mass cytometry. And basically the way it works, this is all in a machine, right? There's no way to do this like by hand, of course. You'll understand when I tell you. So basically you put the blood sample or whatever into the machine, and there's this very, very, very tiny tube, all right? And it basically gets one cell at a time through the tube because the tube's so small. And then when it gets one cell in that tube, it pulverizes the cell. It smashes it into like a million pieces. I suppose smashes isn't the right word, but it breaks it into like all its individual molecules and ions, okay? And then, based on the time of flight, scientists are able to, well, the machine really is able to sort of identify different molecules and count them and see what's there. And anyway, that's how they've been identifying these cells that are expressing contradictory markers. They've got T cell markers and they've got B cell markers. I'm so excited to be learning about this. Anyway, now I start work on that paper now that I understand how the immune system works. I don't think I'm qualified to be writing this paper.
Oh my gosh, guys, I've just finished listening to Taz Amnesty. If you don't know, I've been listening to a podcast called The Adventure Zone. It's three brothers and their dad, and they play role-play games. Started with Dungeons and Dragons, although they also play different ones. I just finished season 2. I have no words. There are no words to describe this feeling. When a story just wraps up in such a beautiful way like that, it's just so incredible. If you are any kind of human being who enjoys stories, or comedy, or just anything, I think everyone should listen to Taz. Honestly, you can skip the first arc. The first season is called Balance. You'll be like, really? This is an incredible story? Because it just seems like a bunch of guys making like explicit jokes, but it turns into so much more than that, I promise. Balance is just this incredible thing, and by the time you get to the finale, you're just going to be so in love with it. I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. But seriously, The Adventure Zone, wherever you find your podcasts. And if you do listen to it, you have to text me. You have to tell me about all the plot reveals. You'll know. When your mind explodes, then that's when you have to text me, okay? Because I want to hear about it. I want to be there with you. So, it's been brought to my attention that talking about mental health online might hurt me later in life when it comes to, applying for jobs, applying to college. Unfortunately, it is the case that if they see anything about mental health, that could ruin my chances. And I don't want that. And I don't think it should be that way. But it is. And there's nothing I can do about it. See, here's the thing. If I stop talking about it, and I give into that, if I make those videos where I already have talked about it, if I make them private, I'm giving into that. I'm perpetuating that system. And I don't want to do that either. I don't want to be a part of it. But if you were to ask me, what my core values are, well, first of all, I would probably say boldness, balance, and belonging, because that is, if you don't know, as part of the black belt test, you have to choose 3 words as who I choose to be as a black belt is. I chose boldness, balance, and belonging, and I stand by that. But really, above those 3, sort of encompassing all those 3, is authenticity, which is super important to me. Anyone who knows me will know that I am completely unafraid to be authentically myself. And in the spirit of authenticity, I don't think that I should be hiding that part of myself. I don't think I have to share everything, you know? I mean, that would be ridiculous, but I don't think I should be giving you a censored image of just the highlights of my life. I mean, you know, I don't use Instagram or, I don't know, Snapchat or any other social media, because on Instagram, you're only seeing the highlights of everyone's life. You're only seeing the stuff that they want to show you. I mean, you know, that's fine. It's also really bad for your mental health, because everyone, whether you intend to or not, is always subconsciously comparing themselves to everyone else. And when you're only seeing the highlights like that, you just will never measure up, and that's just a recipe for unhappiness. If I'm making a vlog every week, and most of one particular week is me sitting around being depressed, to not reflect that would just go against everything that I stand for. I don't know what to do. Well, it's another day, and I'm still thinking about this issue. It's just one of those questions where, am I going to choose the safer route, or am I going to choose the route that it feels more true to myself? And I don't think it has to specifically be one or the other. I think there could maybe be a balance. I don't know what that's going to be. If I'm, you know, editing myself to the point where this is an inaccurate representation of my week, of how I'm doing, what's the point, right? And, you know, this vlog may be intended for my friends and family, you know, but it is public on YouTube, and if some young person stumbles across it, maybe they'll see, you know, that, oh, you know, it's normal. There are, you know, good times and bad times, and those things can go right next to each other, and that doesn't have to be a crazy, you know, blown up thing. And you know, maybe this is just a tiny channel that no one's ever gonna see, and I'm fine with that. That's not why I'm doing it, but maybe it's not. And, you know, maybe I will help someone, and that's another unknown. It's an unknown whether this would harm me in the future, and it's an unknown whether it would help someone now. Right now, I'm choosing to not take down those videos, and I'm choosing to not censor myself. There's no need for me to tell you every little thing that happens in my life and everything that I'm going through. You know, some things are personal and some things have to do with other people, and I'm respecting their privacy. I'm just telling you about myself and how I'm feeling, and if all I'm really saying is I feel pretty lousy right now, I don't think that's an issue. Honestly, I just think it's ridiculous to discount someone because they've acknowledged mental health and are receiving treatment. Honestly, I think you know, it would be even more risky to to hire the person who has not said anything about mental health, because honestly, it is so common. And, you know, the person who's dealing with it and acknowledging it and receiving treatment and who has a healthy mindset about it is going to be a lot more stable than the person who is denying it. Maybe I will come to regret this in the future, and maybe I won't. At least I'm proud of my actions right now. Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. I know you want the best for me, but this is my decision, and I'm choosing to be honest to myself.
You will not win. It doesn't even matter if I blow it. You will not win. You called?
Reese!
That was Hiroshima right there. Oh my god.
What the hell? What just happened, Kenneth? I missed it. Benjamin, do something funny.
27. You're gonna be like that. Does that count?
No.
Okay. You got this, Benjamin!
You can do it, Benjamin! You got it!
Oh no! Why would you do this? I'm just sitting here.
I'm doing that.
Why is this so adorable?
I'm doing that.
Wait,
I'm doing that. He had looked at like a seal. I'm doing it again.
Benjamin, I have complete faith in you. Is that how that was supposed to go?
Definitely. I'm sure of it.
Okay, this is part 2 of Charlotte's birthday extravaganza.
Do we light it with the fire or the lighter?
fire.
Arsony.
Fire?
I mean, last year we did the lighter, but this is your.
Well, we
this is
tried
a
to do the
step up.
fire.
You're lighting it with the fire?
Yes!
What else? What the hell?
No, I don't think the fire's got enough exposed flames.
Okay,
We'll just do the lighter.
It's not right there.
let's do this. Ready?
Oh boy. Oh, this
Okay,
is gonna be
let's
really
go.
intense.
Go, go, go. Go, go,
Okay.
go. We have to sing happy birthday in the middle.
Might want to start.
Right now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Okay,
Charlotte.
maybe slow down.
Skip that one.
Oh my lord.
I'm
trying, guys. I blame the lighter.
To
Oh, jeez.
Oh wow, this is intense.
They're burning the graham crackers.
Oh wow.
This is
This
necessary.
lighter doesn't work.
Come on, Slopey. I think this is great. This is great.
Okay.
to you. Oh, you can't blow out the graham cracker.
Oh my god.
Oh, and
There's my
the whole thing's
17th
on-
candle.
The whole thing's on fire, actually.
Don't bring it
You want
closer
to
to
drop
me,
it in?
stupid.
To Charlotte.
To sure.
Oh my god. What a
Alright.
mess.
Good job, guys.
Happy birthday.